Thanks for coming out on a Saturday. We want to thank the City of Las Vegas, Mayor Luis Trujillo, City Councilor David Romero, City Manager Leo Maestas, Deputy City Manager April Gonzalez, and Community Development Director Amy Weiser for hosting us today, and for all of you coming out. Thank you. It really seems like the governor and I are up here a lot, so you know how we feel about this community. Some of you know that my cousins are here, and that my mom grew up in Sapio, and my grandparents had a store here in Las Vegas. So it's really wonderful to be able to come up here and be with you all. And the last time I was here was for an interim committee meeting, and I brought my mom, and we went out to Sapio, and it was just heartbreaking. So we definitely feel what you're going through here. And so it's kind of a bittersweet announcement for the governor today, who has been really here and all over the state in the past few weeks to announce infrastructure improvements around the state. In Truth or Consequences, she announced a state veterans home, a new emergency operations center in Luna County, a dam project in Deming, highway expansions, and a new film school that will be bilingual in Las Cruces. And she was just in Silver City for a dam project. But this morning, we are not here to talk about building something new, but about trying to preserve what we all love about New Mexico. Sorry. Our small and family-owned businesses are seeing such challenges here with the wildfires and the floods. And it's really hard to watch, but you guys are a fantastic community, and we know you're going to get through it. The governor has led efforts to bring federal funds to disaster areas and impacted communities. She's reached out directly to the White House to obtain full compensation for fire victims, and this led to the President Biden's visit recently to New Mexico. And this morning, she is announcing, thank you. I love the mayor. And this morning, she is announcing the state's role in a new emergency grant program that will bring additional relief to businesses here that were affected by the disasters. She's also going to announce a Main Street program. We all love this community. We love what's going on here. So we've got a lot of exciting announcements right now. With no further ado, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham.
She's anxious to get to her chair. The Secretary's emotion, I think, speaks for all of us. The state of constant emergency in the state and the added emergencies here that are, quite frankly, unprecedented are a bridge too far, and it's too much. And being here in this context with quick announcements is part of an ongoing commitment that we're going to make everyone as whole as possible in northern New Mexico, who's affected not just by the wildfires, but now by unprecedented flooding. And it's one of those, I've got people who will literally call our office and say, I've been praying for rain, and now I'm feeling guilty about that, because I know that it's causing and wreaking havoc in too many communities, and not just in the north. The McBride fire in Lincoln County is causing, now we've got that bird scar, and with the flooding and rain and monsoons, we're having massive flooding there too. So here's what I said from the very beginning, and I know that it's still true today, that while we're all working in the resiliency of this community and the dedication of every private and public sector group, every elected official, is working in the way that it should, it's still bumpy and messy. And the reality is that given the federal funding requirements and the applications, we spend more time filling out paper and more time hearing that what we receive is not near enough. And it just keeps creating additional hardships. What we said we would do were three things on top of making sure that we were supporting and managing the federal government. One, we would get the earliest recovery and disaster declarations, and we did, in the country, and that we'll keep working towards 100% reimbursement. And while I don't have that yet, I'm very confident it is coming. I know that part of the federal government at White House review is now trying to figure out, when they give all of that to New Mexico, what they're going to do about the other states. And our comment and reaction will be, every state is important. Every American who loses something in a natural disaster needs to be made whole and taken care of. But here, the federal government is responsible for the fire. And it creates a different responsibility. And we're going to keep making that case, and I am confident that we are going to win the day, because in fact, that is what occurred. Here's the second thing that is unique about us, is that for some of us it's thousands of years in our families, and for other of us it's hundreds of years in our families. The livelihoods and the relationship and the stewardship to the land is different. And if we don't make ourselves whole, then we can't continue the kind of work that for generations have sustained us and, quite frankly, made us who we are. That is also uniquely different. That means that those already arduous, bureaucratic federal processes just don't feel right. So what the state said it would do, number two, is we're going to find every tool in our toolbox to advance resources. We've been advancing money to make sure that we can secure clean water. We'll keep advancing resources, and then it's my job to chase the federal government and fight with them. But I can also do more about making sure that local industries and local businesses get stood up, particularly since most of the work, again, not complaining about the federal government, but highlighting it isn't very nimble, and it doesn't quite work for the things that we know are needed right now, today, in this community, in every community along the McBride Calf Fire. So we're going to take $1.5 million, and we are setting it aside. It is meant for basically securing and backing up economic loans. And we've got the ability to repurpose that fund right now on our own and to provide $5,000 to $20,000 grants to businesses that are not loans. So immediately, we are going to put out that grant application process. It will be smooth and easy and practical. Thank you. It will be for everyone. Large, small, medium, large, ranching, farming, outdoor recreation, lumber, timber, whatever that business was, right? For independent contractors. If you're paying New Mexico taxes, and you are, then you're eligible for one of these grants. That fund will run out in this community. And when it does, Secretary, find another one. But by that time, we feel very confident that we'll also be in a position to get the legislature to authorize more funding so that we keep it coming. So we're going to go over it one more time. 5 to 20,000 tied to the losses. Weren't able to go to work during those fires. Bottom line, and businesses are either barely making it or close their doors until they figure out what's happening next. We don't want that, all right? And then we're going to keep it coming. But this particular fund, when it's exhausted, it'll be exhausted. So you might have to come out, and I hope it's this weather's perfect. Some clouds, no rain, it's cool, and we'll talk about the next pot of money. All right, 3. We know that we have to keep investing economically. So even though we are managing a tragedy here, and we are, and you are, and you're doing that, and I see the chairwoman from the Mora County Commission, every elected, every appointed, every business owner, every constituent, every single person is doing more than their fair share to support this community during this tragedy. Straight up. And it is amazing and remarkable. But we want to make sure that we're continuing to invest in Main Street. Now that's one set of programs, one set of businesses that highlight Allen, that tourism will continue. But we are clear about storefronts and about the infrastructure and about buildings that weren't able to actually do their own infrastructure to reopen for any number of reasons. Even maybe since the 2008 economic downcline or decline in New Mexico. This is another about $1.5 million. One of these is 1.2 million, one of these is 1.5. One of you is going to have to find another $300,000 so that it's just straight up $3 million. The point is, we keep investing in this community, we keep growing the economy in this community, we stay strong, and we help all the other businesses who are suffering recover. That is how we continue to get through. And the last thing I want to say, I'm taking too long, is I'm grateful that you're here. It is a place for me to say thank you for your strength, your moral courage, and your fortitude. Secretary Key's family lost their home, like so many others. 30,000 people have been displaced at least once. Many New Mexico families have been evacuated and displaced multiple times. And every time they return to a new set of incredibly devastating challenges. I also know, and we are aware, that debris pickup and related other issues are really tough in this flooding. We are sending more state police, more National Guard, and we're basically going to have to find a unique New Mexico way to blend private sector and government resources and responses so that we can get on people's private lands with your permission and help remove debris in a much faster, productive way. So it's going to be bumpy, but we are here for you because you are here for each other. You're making a difference in this community and in the state. And I'm very proud to be here today, and we're going to keep coming until every single person is made whole. And if we can broker a deal with the federal administration on more investments and climate change, then I feel pretty strongly that we're going to get a defense package that includes incredible resources to invest in rebuilding homes, livelihood, and lives, and that the U.S. Congress is going to get that done. So I'm feeling today more optimistic and hopeful than ever, and I hope that you are too. Thank you for being here today. Thank you. So as the governor said, it's 1.5 for businesses that have been affected by the fires. We're hoping to get that website up in a week that you can apply. So look at the economic development website and also the governor's website, and all the information will be there. And then 1.2 million for this area to finish phase. I know, find another thing. To finish this whole Main Street community for phase 3 and 4, and we already see what phase 1 and 2 has done, and this is really one of my favorite places to be. My cousin also has a store down here now, so we really want to do what we can for this area and for just this whole district. It is my pleasure. Hold on, I'm off my notes again. To introduce Mayor Trujillo next, who grew up in Las Vegas. He attended New Mexico Highlands University and has attained his degree in political science, mass communication, and his master's in social work. He has had a 35-year career in healthcare and is currently the accreditation officer for New Mexico Behavioral Health Institute in Las Vegas. He began his term in April of 2020 and is becoming just a fast friend. So thank you. Welcome up here, Mayor Trujillo. The mic is all yours.
Since I recall, in history, I have never seen a governor visit Las Vegas as much as Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham has visited us. People say, well, she's here because of the fire, and she's here because of this. She's been here with us when the fire was burning the hottest. Not only was she here, her entire cabinet came to Las Vegas to see what it was that they could do for the people of Las Vegas. She didn't only show up, she sent the entire team, her entire cabinet to Las Vegas to see how they could help us. Secretary Keys, thank you so much. I know you have roots here, and it's so wonderful to hear. We were talking earlier and asked her if she was related to any of the Keys that used to live here years ago, and that didn't pan out. But she has lots of relatives in the Sapio area, and now a cousin that has opened a new storefront in Las Vegas. To hear that they were coming to announce a grant to help businesses today was incredible. I am so thankful that you chose Las Vegas to do this. You could have done it in Santa Fe in your office. You could have done it in other communities, but you chose Las Vegas, and I think it's really because you know how much we need the help in this community. And you also know that Las Vegas, we are very, very strong and resilient people. We are going to overcome everything. The water crisis that we're in, this whole forest fire, the devastation. We are holding people accountable for everything that happened to our poor community, but I can rest assured that we will not rest until we are fully compensated from the federal government for the damages that were caused to our people. And I am going to stay here and fight until I can't anymore. We will make sure that this community is compensated fully for every single loss. Today, hearing that we got money, the project's right behind you in the Great Blocks project. We got another 1.2, 1.5. The governor had it right earlier and I forgot. $1.5 million to finish this beautiful construction here. This is the Great Blocks project that Main Street, Las Vegas, has been working on. It's going to be absolutely beautiful, and it's going to complement this whole railroad district and this whole business district. The loans, the grants that are going to be offered to businesses who have suffered because of the fire are going to be made available as soon as next week, the application process. And I just heard the governor talking to them and saying, we want that money out as soon as possible. We want that money, the application process, we want it as easy as possible, and we want that money spent immediately. So once again, I could not thank the governor for everything that she's done. She has been with us from the day the fire started till today, and she's going to come back to make sure that our community is okay. And that I am so grateful for, Governor. And thank you, Secretary Keyes, for caring about Las Vegas so much. We need this help, and we really appreciate everything that you guys are doing. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to wrap it up today. Thank you again for coming out. We're going to see lots of you. Be in touch with my office. I've got cards. I've also, if anyone has any specific questions, I'm going to stay around here after the press conference. But let's go Vegas!